Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham, doing a video from home this morning because I have an appointment coming up at about 11:15, but we'll be in the studio this afternoon, don't you worry. And on today's show, we're going to take a look at every depth chart on the roster after free agency, quarterback all the way to special teams, and just going to see where this roster stands as most of the free agency moves are done at this point. You would think, obviously, the draft just over a month away. So let's go position by position and break down this roster. Let's start with the quarterback position, obviously, as it's pretty simple. You've got your starter in Caleb Williams. Tyson Bagent is the 2. Austin Reed signed a futures deal. He spent last season on the practice squad, of course. And look, I think it's pretty cut and dry. Obviously, you've got your starter, and this year's all about getting Caleb Williams to a point where the trajectory is pointing straight up. That's why you go out and you improve the offensive line. We'll take a look at that position in a little bit. You've got Bagent last year of his 3-year UDFA rookie contract, so I think you feel comfortable there. The question you really have, if you are the Chicago Bears, is would you want to sign a veteran backup? Like a guy to have in the room, like a Joe Flacco, a Case Keenum, not someone who's a threat to start. Like, I'm not talking about a Jameis Winston who, fan bases seem to love. And as soon as your starter struggles, they're like, oh, put him in. I'm talking about a guy who's seen a lot, who's been there a lot, who's played a lot, and could perhaps help Caleb, between Monday and Saturday before you get to game day on Sunday. Again, I'm not saying you need to do that, but there has been that thought out there. So what say you? What would you guys do? Should the Bears sign a veteran quarterback? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I don't think it's necessary, but I wouldn't necessarily mind it either. Okay, we go to the running back position, which has obviously been a big topic of discussion. You've got DeAndre Swift, Roschon Johnson, Travis Homer, who's back. He'll primarily be a special teamer. And then Ian Wheeler, who's a wild card. I thought he did some good things in training camp and in the preseason last year before he obviously tore his ACL. I think was it the final preseason game or second to last preseason game? Forget which one it was now. But obviously he's an intriguing name to keep an eye on as we get into the offseason program. Unclear when he's going to be cleared medically. But obviously, a lot of Ashton Genty buzz. I do strongly expect the Bears to draft a running back at some point in time to pair with DeAndre Swift, which, of course, would put everybody down in the pecking order. Travis Homer, I think, is strictly a special teams guy, should not factor into the offense at all. Okay, let's go to the wide receiver position. DJ Moore, Matunze, your big 2. They're not going to go with the true big 3, Olamide Zaccheaus, which we still don't know his contract details, but he will serve as the 3rd wide receiver at this point in time. And I thought he had a good year last year with Washington, so I'm totally fine with that if I'm being completely honest. Also, you've got Tyler Scott, Devin Duvernay, who's going to be your return specialist, could factor into the offense as well. We'll see what Tyler Scott does this year. Still think that the Bears probably draft a receiver at some point. They need a bigger body guy to back up Rome because they don't really have that guy on the roster. I don't think John Jackson is that. So we'll see who they opt to go with in that regard. But I think you're probably just 1, maybe 2 bodies away here from kind of having your group for 2025, and certainly your higher level guys. Maybe they take a guy earlier in the draft than I would expect, but I think for the most part, this room is set, but just need to add probably a big body backup for that X position, which I expect Rome to play this year. Okay, we go to the tight end position now. Cole Kmet, Durham Smythe, who signed. We've got his contract details finally, $2.5 million. Stephen Carlson is still here. You've got some depth pieces in Murray and Wilson. Not to the point of running back, because I think you feel good about Cole, and I think they probably like Durham Smythe enough to be a reliable blocker and kind of a guy who can at least catch some underneath stuff, checkdowns. But I do think adding a tight end here is going to be something I would expect the Bears to do. Again, what position that or where that is, whether it's another free agent or in the draft, That obviously remains to be seen, but I do think they need to add at this position. I think they will add at this position. I would expect probably in the draft, maybe day 3, 5th round, something like that, to add to this room. We'll see who that player ends up being. Special thanks to Turtle Beach for sponsoring today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. Turtle Beach, the #1 brand in gaming headsets and accessories. I'm rocking my Turtle Beach headset today, and it picks up audio so clearly that you're basically cheating when you play video games. Get 10% off with code chat at turtlebeach.com/chat. I personally recommend that you check out the all-new Stealth 700 headset, as the sound quality and comfort are absolutely incredible. The 3D spatial audio has taken my gaming to the next level, especially in fast-paced games like Fortnite and Call of Duty. The Stealth 700 headset also has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. That means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and PC with just the click of a button. It gets even better, folks. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with this Stealth 700. So don't wait anymore. Go to turtlebeach.com/chat. Use code chat to get 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off with code chat at turtlebeach.com/chat. After your purchase, tell us we sent you. Bears Now by Chat Sports. And that'll support the show. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. It's turtlebeach.com/chat. Code chat, 10% off. Check the comments and description for that deal. Okay, let's go to the offensive line now, as this is where the heavy investment has been this offseason. So far as they made the 2 trades for Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson, obviously. They also signed Drew Dalman, who was the best center on the market. They went out and got him. Kind of just bold, direct. Let's go get him. We think he's the best guy out there, and they were able to do that. So certainly a fan of that move. You still got Darnell Wright, who's ascending. Year 3 for him. This could be kind of a true breakout party. He's been a good player, but can he kind of morph into a Pro Bowl, hell, even an all-pro player? He's got the talent to do it. I think the question for this offensive line becomes twofold. One, is Braxton Jones for sure the starting left tackle this season? He's coming off a leg injury, had a surgery at the end of the season. Unclear when he'll be ready to roll. May not be until training camp. Is Karan Amagaji true competition for him? Where do they feel about him? How does Dan Roschon work with him? Does Ben Johnson view him as a viable option to at least compete with Braxton Jones? Because Ryan Poles did say at the NFL Combine that they're looking for competition at that left tackle position. So we'll see if that's the answer. Do they sign a veteran? Do they roll with a draft pick? Obviously, they could take a Will Campbell. They could take an Armand Mimbu. They could take someone on day 2. Maybe a guy like Josh Connerly falls to them in the 2nd round. So don't think they're done on the offensive line. They could use some more depth. Matt Pryor is still out there at this point in time. We'll see if he signs with a different team or if he returns. But we're almost 2 weeks into free agency, so unclear what his market would be. Okay, let's go to the defensive side of the ball, as the 2 big additions, obviously, Dayo Adengbo and Grady Jarrett, 2 guys that will contribute a lot on this defensive line. Hopefully, of course. You still have Javon Dexter entering year 3. Big year for him. Montez Sweat, need him to bounce back. I think with the additions, he should be able to do that. Not as much focus on him. Other guys to keep an eye on. Austin Booker, can he take the year 2 jump to, be a more impactful rotation piece? I think that's something the Bears would certainly be looking at. Daniel Hardy, they tendered him, so he's back. Chris Williams got tendered as well. We'll see after the draft if he's still a part of this thing. I thought he flashed last year. He was the guy they traded for from Cleveland. I think he had 3 sacks, so certainly was able to do some things. Andrew Billings coming off the injury. That's why I have him as a backup right now. I'm not really sure how Dennis Allen will view that defensive tackle position. Javon Dexter has played primarily 3 tech, but he is 315 pounds. You could play him at 1. He's a guy you can move around. They lined him up at end sometimes. So, between Grady Jarrett, Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, unclear who the quote-unquote 2 starters will be, but those are your 3 primary players. Jonathan Ford is back as well. Zach Pickens, excuse me, Can they get something out of him in year 3? Is Dominique Robinson is at the end of the road for him? I kind of think it probably is. I think they'll probably draft an edge rusher at some point in time, but that is how the group looks right now, and we'll see what it looks like after the draft here in 6 weeks or so. Okay, linebackers here. Obviously, you got your 2 starters, TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. I think if I had one gripe about the offseason so far, it would be letting go of Jack Sanborn. I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it, but I do think he was a guy that showed that he was a reliable number 3 linebacker. Now, maybe he wanted a bigger role, and it was just kind of a mutual parting of ways that, listen, as long as TJ and Tremaine are on the roster, you're only going to be kind of a part-time starter. You've got Eamon Ogbongbemiga back. I think he's more of an LB4, LB5 special teams type, so I do think they're going to have to add somebody, whether it's in the draft or free agency. Can this new coaching staff get something out of Noah Sewell? He hasn't shown much. He's had some injuries as well. So I think the linebacker position is kind of a sneaky one to keep an eye on heading into the rest of the offseason. Value, kind of value free agent signing? Do you add somebody in the draft? We'll see what that looks like. Okay, subscribe and join us. Again, we'll be live in the studio today, 4 o'clock Central Time, roughly. Could be 4:30. We'll have a lot of more Bears content for you guys. Plus, we'll have some March Madness updates as well. NCAA tournament still rolling along, so be sure to join myself, producer Cullen, for that as we continue to rock and roll with you guys on our weekly live shows. We're going live today instead of yesterday because I was out at the Big 12 Pro Day, which got some content out of that as well. We'll try to work that into some of our shows, so stay tuned for that. Okay, we're getting near the end here. Safety, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, kind of like linebacker. I think this is a position that the Bears are going to look at in the draft probably. There's been some internet rumors of Julian Blackman as a potential signing. He still remains out there, but he's a starter. So if you sign him, are you cutting Kevin Byard, or are you kind of hedging due to Jaquan Brisker's injury history? So we'll see what happens there. I mean, in a perfect world, both Byard and Brisker are healthy and play well this year. Then you kind of assess going into 2026 as both would be free agents. But let's face it, Brisker's a complete wild card at this point, given his kind of status and his concussion history. Okay, corners now. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, your 3 starters. Keep an eye on Gordon as a potential candidate to receive a contract extension here. Stevenson's the guy to keep an eye on. Can a guy like Al Harris get him back on track? Because I thought the second half of his rookie year, and I've said this a lot and I'll say it again, I thought the last 2 months of his rookie year, you could make the argument that he was the best rookie corner in the league. Obviously, from the whole season standpoint, that wasn't true, and the raw numbers wouldn't say that. But that 2-month stretch, I thought he was fantastic. He started last year pretty well, had that pick 6 to kind of seal the game against Tennessee. And then it just seems like that whole Hail Mary situation, not even the play itself, but just the aftermath, and we all saw what happened. It seemed to rattle him. I don't think the prior coaching staff handled that situation right with the disciplinary action or the lack thereof. So I definitely think that he's got all the tools to be great. This is a huge year for him, no question about it. Terrell Smith, you got him there to kind of hedge. He's been solid when he's played. We know what Jalen's all about, so certainly feel good about him. But if Tyreek can get back on track, this secondary could be really, really good, especially if they add another safety to the room. Okay, let's wrap things up with special teams. Cairo Santos, Torrey Taylor, your kicker and punter. They go Scott Daly over Patrick Scales as the long snapper. Then for now, I got Devin Duvernay as the kick and punt returner. We'll see if that's the case. I am 99% sure he'll be the punt returner. I'd say more like 85 to 90% sure he'll be the kick returner. I would like him to do both. You get more value out of the signing if that is the case. So we'll see if the Bears agree. But I do think that he will be the primary return man. You've got Josh Blackwell back. He can handle some of those duties. Tyler Scott can do some kickoff return as well. So other guys available, we'll see if, a draft pick they take can be a returner also. But Duvernay's primary role will be as a returner, so I would expect him to do both duties there. Okay, there you have it. Depth chart breakdown heading into the draft, or at least a month out or so from the draft. What do you guys think is the biggest need on the roster right now? Comment down below. Obviously, you could add a running back to the room. You could get a tight end, safety, linebacker. If you played a game today, you feel pretty good about your starters, right? I mean, even DeAndre Swift, like last year, you can get by with him and Roschon Johnson in a game. Again, we want to add there, but if you played a game right now, I think you'd feel okay about where the Bears sit. So let me know what you guys think is the biggest need on this roster. My name is Harrison Graham. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you this afternoon.